Peace, family. Just want to share some things with you about some more random thoughts. And these thoughts have been with me for, man, it really got really stronger in the last 3, 4 weeks. So, what I'm about to say, it may hurt somebody's feelings, but at the end of the day, I literally do not care. You know, this video is dedicated to people who look like me. Yeah, I said it. To people who look like me. Who, in other words, share my same skin tone. This is not any pun intended to anyone else. Giraffes can speak to giraffes in giraffe language. Zebras can speak to zebras in zebra language. You know, elephants speak with elephants in elephant language. And that's fine. They're different species. They're supposed to. So to those who may be listening to this video, do not take this out of context. Because I'm speaking to the zebras or the giraffes or whatever analogy you want to put in that sphere or in that spectrum. My people, a lot of you are going to be lost. A lot of you are lost. You know, I don't want to hear, oh, it ain't me. I did not say everyone. I said a lot of people. If you're in that category, then I'm speaking to you. It is very unfortunate to see how we treat each other. It's very unfortunate. We look for ways to tear each other down. You know, our attitudes, our janky attitudes. It's really not good. Right now, I have like 4 people that's knocking at my door, like trying to get back into my life. Not relationship wise. I'm speaking just entrepreneurship, stuff like that. These people left my life or left my environment in a very dysfunctional manner. You know, be careful the bridges and stuff that you burn because you may have to cross back over it. You may not think so, but the universe will work it out for you to have to come back and make that situation right. And until you do right by the situation that you purposely mess up, till you do right, nothing's going to go your way. I keep telling y'all, man, it's like this spiritual judgment. And in my opinion, there are 2 judgments happening. You have one, for the scripture talks about the talents in the Bible. People who have been given talents and gifts and won't use them. Scared to use them. But didn't Jesus say, fear not? Didn't Yeshua say, fear not? But you fear that which he gave you. That baffles me. You know, the way we treat each other and hate on each other, it's not good. My word to those who do that, you need to burn, straight up. You got good people trying to help you, speaking of myself, and many others like me, that you stick your hand out and you give opportunities to. And they look you straight in the face. Come on, my people. Oh yeah, I want it. Oh, God gave me the opportunity. And yes, Jesus, this, that, my pastor called me. When are you ready to start? Tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. Tomorrow never comes. No call, no show, no I'm sorry, no apologize. And the first thing that's been told him is if this situation, opportunity does not work for you, just say so. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. Just say, I don't want to do something. I see so many of us, I'm talking about in my immediate life, that literally look you straight slam in the face and commit to something and lie. That's a strong word. As you start living a little bit, you realize that word liar is not a good word. It's like when you become a liar, no one believes you at all. Nothing will go your way. I watch opportunities that's presented to my people or people that look like me, and we don't want it. You know, when I started to build years ago, like my first job was at the city stadium selling hot dogs in a hot dog stand, making, I think it was $2.85 an hour. That was back in the 80s. Wow. Like 80, yeah, probably late 80s maybe. And I was getting paid once a month. And it was like 2 games a week, maybe 3 games a week. And my mother used to take me to the city stadium, and I would sell hot dogs working concession stand. My check was like $38 a month. And thinking back, I was very thankful. I was thankful. You know what I'm saying? I said, man, I got my check, I'm good. It just felt good to be able to work for something, I had a friend that worked at McDonald's. Shout out to you, son. You know who you are. And he was working at McDonald's making $3.85 an hour. Shoot, he was busting down them hours after school. He was bring home $300-$400 every 2 weeks. And I'm like, let me do the math here, And yeah, and I got a job at McDonald's. It's very unfortunate, but I got word to y'all black folks, and I'm gonna tell you straight up. You may think God pleased with you, but He's really not, or the universe is not. He's not pleased with many of you. Yes, I'm melanated as well, but I'm going to tell the truth whether you like it or not. We look at each other straight in the face and tell lies. We lie to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We say we're going to do something, and some of us don't do it, don't follow through. Shame on you. Just recently, I was faced with a situation where, just give you one example, where it was the second day on this particular assignment job. And though I've stepped down from some things, because health and stuff like that, and taking care of myself and just things that I went through, house fire, etc., which I took in a lot of smoke inhalation. Yeah, and you'll see that if you look at the video, what's the title of it? But you look through the YouTube channel, you'll see it. The shoelace saved my life. And yeah, it was a real conversation. Check it out. And be sure to like and subscribe to this video. You know what I'm saying? I want the algorithms to pick this up, because there's some real stuff. We're talking as entrepreneurs and things you go through with people, places, things, etc. But in this particular day, it's dedicated to people who look like me. Second day, can I get keys to a register? Second day. The answer is no. You need to talk to such and such about that. You know what I'm saying? And we all go to another location, and then the phone rings. Because one, this lady had a background. She was given a chance to work. And no, nobody leaves deep freezers and things open for people. Who are you? You want keys on the second day? Yeah. So the manager locked the deep freezers, because they weren't around. So the lady comes calling, I can't live like this. I can't work in this environment. I can't do this. I can't do that. Y'all trying to think I'm stealing? Y'all think I'm stealing? First of all, no one said you were stealing. Two, how are you going to get mad at someone for locking their own stuff up? Got mad and walked off the job. Gaslighting. Make you burn for that. Some of our people are going to have to learn the hard way. It's just unfortunate that's what it is. Y'all see successful people that have paid their way, in society. Hell, I was a convicted felon in 99 over some stuff, wrong place, wrong time. I don't care. Yes, it is what it was. I was 24, 25 years old. You know what I'm saying? Writing it in the book, by the way. Oh, yeah. Did I let that stop me? Absolutely not. Homeless for years. Building business. Homeless. I mean, I've been through that. You're going to have to burn, yo. And the way you handle people that are good to y'all better fucking repent. I'm just tell you straight up. Because God is not pleased, and nothing will go right in your life until you do right by people, especially those who are trying to help you. It's very unfortunate. You got people who say they won't work. Oh, yeah, I want to work. Work 1 week, quit. Or don't show up. Come up to an interview. I'm just using examples. Set up a job interview. Oh, I want the job. I'm job, da-da-da-da. Don't show up. Didn't Jesus say, you know what I'm saying? He gave this to you. This is out your mouth. Why do we lie to ourselves? When I was facing hard times in my life, not really so hard, but I was going through some things and battles in my life. Absolutely. I tell y'all all the time, when you go through life, you will be scarred from something. So for those of you who think your S don't stink, for those of you who think you're above the rim, child's mother in particular, you're not untouchable from this. You took my child from me. Random thoughts. You took my seed from me and you brainwashed a child. Not only that, you falsely accused someone of touching her and drove a wedge to a point the child don't know their own father and want to know why they walked away. You got some answering to do. I'm calling it like I see it. But these are random thoughts. Yeah, you halted a whole generation behind your bitterness. And I'm a phenomenal person. I have a lot to offer, really. I'm out of the box. I'm not programmed, I'll tell you that. But some of y'all gonna have to burn the way you treat each other. But I got a swing for you here. I got a little something I'm gonna drop. By the time you burn all your bridges, how do I know? Because it happened to me. By the time all your bridges are burnt, and not that I'm not getting to what bridges I burnt, but yeah, it was a time I went on the right side of the track. But when you burn all your bridges and you sit back and the spirit start dealing with you, when you realize ain't nothing going right in your life, why can't this go right? Why can't that go right? I just can't get it right. Hello? And that's when it's going to set in. I'm reminded of a relationship, right? That when I first moved to the beach, and this woman, she was a phenomenal person, and with the felony, I couldn't get a job. It was like hard to get work, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, because that stuff carries with you and stuff like that. But no, that doesn't determine who you are. And couldn't find work. And so we were dating. She let me move in and all that kind of stuff. And but I was struggling so bad internally that I started to lash out. Because she had a son and a grandson staying in the house. And I think, say shout out, thanks to you, EJ. You know what I'm saying? Because I learned a lot from this particular situation. But I was struggling as a man because I couldn't find work. And it was very hard for me to sit at a kitchen table and eat the food that she bought with her food stamps, or how I don't think she had food stamps, but anyway, what she bought food, okay? And it was hard for me to just sit there as a man knowing I wasn't contributing. And she said, it's okay. It's not a problem. It's good. She had my back, you know what I'm saying? But I couldn't see it. And I felt, I just shut down. I started sleeping in the other bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Basically, we were just roommates. And I remember one time that I had these coats. And, they were just in the closet. I really wasn't wearing them. But she wanted to walk, wanted to look her grandson to the bus stop. And, my coat was the first one there. She said, I'm going to throw in your coat and go to the bus stop. And I was like, no, don't use my coat. You know what I'm saying? You got coats. Why are you using mine? And she was like, okay. And now I'm thinking back how selfish I was. But I'm going to get into something, right? And then it got to the point that it would turn argumentative, and nothing physical, but it turned argumentative. And I would say things out of my mouth that was not cool, for real. I would say things that were hurtful. And she told me, she said, you know what? The words that come out of your mouth will burn you first. Do you know what you're saying? I said, yeah, I know what I'm saying. What do you mean? It's coming out of my mouth. I know. You know what I'm saying? She said, okay. Then it came time for me to exit because the tension that got our energy was just so off that it was not. And thinking back, it wasn't good for me to be there any longer. You know what I'm saying? It was bad energy. And we set a date for me to leave. Hey, since it ain't working, we'll give you till, the 20th or whatever, and then good luck, type thing. But it was all done in peace. And I left. Let me tell you what happened. When I got to my quiet space, when I got to my end, I was left with all those memories of how I treated her. All that nasty shit used to come out of my mouth. Really. It was just lashing out. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't physical, but it was lashing out. Because I was hurting internally. And that internal hurt, you got to deal with that. But for 2 years, a year and a half easily, those words played in my mind like my life was not correct. Like I was tormented behind this because I was left to myself to process all that I put out toward her. When I later made it right, we was able to talk about it later on. I'm so glad we did, and we're still cool to this day. But I learned that, and same thing with y'all black folks. Y'all see an entrepreneur out here trying to do their thing. They're not hurting you, not bothering you. They give you a shot. You say you want work, but you don't want to show up. Or you want to come in late. Everything in this world works on time. Of course, you have divine timing as well. But when you go to punch a clock at someone's job or someone's work assignment, you have a responsibility and obligation to be there on time. I'm not talking about 2 minutes late, 3 minutes late, 4 minutes. No. If the company is paying you to be there at 7 a.m., you better have your there at 7 a.m. Period. I'm going to leave you with this. And that's why I told you, I don't play with my time. And people around me know I respect my time. If you're going to be anywhere around me, you're going to be on time. You have to be. Because I come up in an era that discipline and these things were required. And if you're not on time, you'll miss it. And that's what's wrong with our people now. We want to know why we can't get ahead. Well, man, that's wrong, man. You told me 7 o'clock. It's only 3 minutes. 7 o'clock, sir. When I was eating in the soup line, when I say soup line, I'll just say the homeless shelter. They gave you till 6 o'clock in the evening to get there. I've seen them turn many away that came at 6:01. Man, that's wrong. First of all, they let you out of the program like at 5, I think it was like 5 a.m. After you eat and you leave. And I did all this as part of my building process. It's in my book, actually, and it's a hell of a read and a really good one. And I also talk about how my daughter was stripped from me, straight up. Yeah, that's a hell of a spiritual price to pay to that child's mother, but hey, I'm going to leave that there. But they let us out at 5:36 in the morning, and you have to 12 hours, do what you need to do, but you need to be back here so you can have a bed. I seen them turn many away. Man, it's only 6:02. Sir, ma'am, we told you to be here at 6 o'clock. What time is it? Well, it's only 2 minutes after. It's not our problem. You head from this time to this time. Man, that's wrong. Who's wrong? Maybe if you kept up with your time, you wouldn't have to experience this. So I'm going to leave y'all with that until my people wake up. And when these robots and AI intelligence things that are happening out here, when it really hit, you're going to look at folks like me and you're going to wish to God that you wouldn't have burned certain bridges. There's 4 people knocking already. Dude had a hell of a background. Like a 4-page rap sheet. Gave him a shot. You know, with other management, just these people make decisions, whatever. I'm leaving all that alone. He basically decided to quit. That man called. Hey man, can I talk to you? Sure. Man, I'm sorry the way such and such. Keep in mind, I don't make no decisions now at that point like that. But I said, yeah, Mr. B, for this, yeah, I listened to your story, but unfortunately, I don't backtrack. Now he's out there in the desert. Back in the desert when he ain't have to be. Y'all better be careful how y'all treat people. You better be careful how you judge people. Most of y'all black folks gonna fucking miss it. I promise you that. This is not against anybody else, but I'm telling you, you're gonna miss it. 1, you don't want to be on time. 2, the jealousy, the hate, the envy. You know what I'm saying? For no reason. You know what I'm saying? And everybody has the ability to do great things on the planet. But you hating on one person. I would say my heart goes out to you, but it doesn't. Because by now, it's a wrap. Men holding their pants down. Like I was at a place the other day. Dude coming in, pants down to us. Who want to see your cracker, yo? Come on. Well, that's the style, man. But do you really know where it started? Do you know the history and the origins of why people even do it? Y'all want to have that conversation. And for y'all sisters that's with something like that, I don't care how good whatever it is. Bottom line is, a man picks his goddamn pants up. That's what it is. You can like it or not. Where's some self-respect? Where's the fucking self-respect? You know what I'm saying? Who wants to see someone's musty ass drawers? I'm saying what it is. So yeah, I just want to be real and raw with you, and that's it. I don't take none of this back. You can like it or lump it. And like my daddy told me, if you don't like it, that's your little red wagon. That's it. So I'm going to leave y'all on that. And I'll say this. To anyone who had problems with me using certain language on this video, I'm going to say this to you. You listen to Cardi B, and they drop it like it's hot and all the stuff they put in these rap songs, you good with it. But when somebody drop the truth and they use one word, oh, I can't listen to him. But you listen to all these other rappers, what's the difference? Take care of yourself, man. Black people, y'all need to fucking get it straight. And y'all better start being honest with yourself before it's too late. Get rid of the self-hate. You know what I'm saying? Seriously. And get rid of hating on people for no reason. Get up and do something with your own life. And maybe if you focus on your life, you don't have to, you ain't got to put focus on your own life. Everybody's got 24 hours in a day and a life to live. You know what I'm saying? So make it happen. I don't apologize for none of my language at all. But I'm going to tell you the truth. And I hope it do sting. And to y'all burning bridges and not showing up to jobs, when there's no more jobs, you out there hungry, then that's when you're going to remember conversations like this. And that's when I will say to you or ask, would you be even strong enough to even sit down and listen to it? Because half of you don't even want to listen to the truth. That's why, like my mentor, Mr. Johnson, would say, if you're not careful, it's going to be game over. And that's it. That's all. Y'all have a phenomenal day. You know what I'm saying? Stay positive. Stay true to yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you all that now. So like, subscribe, this video, yeah, and all that. So it's all good. I'm just coming with random thoughts today. Okay? Peace out.